out here. Brian, thank you for the introduction. Steven, thank you for having me as well. Showtime. Guys, I'm super excited, man. As Brian just said, I've been waiting over a year and a half now to get a shot at this title. I'm excited to be back here in the Barclays Center. I've got 3 knockouts. One, it's one of those situations that I bring in addition to the team with Virgil. I'm a great fighter, but there's always things to be learned. We've learned a lot in the last little bit that we've been together. At the same time, I bring something to the fight game that everybody wants to see in a heavyweight, and that's the excitement of trouble. I'm going to bring pressure. I'm going to do something that everybody wants to be seen. I'm one of those guys that's sick of seeing this bum walk around with this belt. I'm going to put him on his ass. Everybody's going to be sitting in their seat. They'll be rising up when I knock them down, and they're going to stay on their feet.
Very cold, very calculated.
Thank you, Dominic.
Team Breazeale.
And now, the WBC Heavyweight Champion of the world. Unbeaten in 41 fights.
All right, we heard all this already. Let's talk.
Come by knockout. It's a 95% knockout ratio.
We heard all this already.
He has had more consecutive, successful title defenses than 87% of the.
So yeah, I dig it. People are like, how the fuck do you turn down all that money? 100 million is 100 million, no matter how you slice it. And when you're a boxer, you're taking such a huge risk because every fight you can lose, and when you lose, your marketability goes down. Look at poor Adrian Broner. After Pacquiao, and then his next fight, and if he don't win, your shit goes further and further down. That's how boxing is. But I understand the loyalty part of it. I completely understand that, But it's just shit. Those one of those type of decisions that later on you wake up in life, in the future, and if things don't go your way, the way you plan, if he never gets Anthony Joshua, if Anthony Joshua gets knocked out or whatever happens, the same, mystique of that fight may not be there. Like, remember Mayweather versus Pacquiao. It was still big despite the fact that Pacquiao got knocked out, but it wasn't the same if it would have happened, a couple of years earlier, But it marinated just right to be big enough. Anything can happen. So that's the good news. It's going to be on regular Showtime, and regular Showtime needed this. Their schedule has been crazy. But remember, we have now the Triforce of, you're going to have Wilder Breazeale May the 18th. You're going to have also in New York, right? 2 weeks later, you're going to have Joshua Miller. And then, what is that? 2 weeks after that, you're going to have Fury card in New York. No, in Vegas it's supposed to be. Fury versus either Rivas, whoever. Well, pay-per-view's dying, but it's not dead yet. And the zone is not going anywhere. See, as I was saying earlier, it is better to be early, early than late. The zone is doing very, very good in the eyes of hardcore boxing fans. They still have some things they have to work on because they secured up to a 160-pound division, and they've only been live since what, September the 21st? When was Joshua with boxing? When was they was live before with Bellator, but when was Joshua Povetkin? They're doing very, very well, especially with their maneuvering of getting mandatory fighters too. The only thing is they can't run out of money before boxing or pay-per-view is really, really dead. Like, pay-per-view is dying because it's becoming easier to stream. Let me tell you, I have apps right now on my phone where I can watch everything in the world for free. For free, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason why I got cable is because of my pop. That's it. I can watch everything. Literally, no, I got one app that somebody hooked me up with that as long as you got I would never tell you scumbags what it is, by the way. So I know y'all probably itching to ask. I would never tell you. Y'all don't deserve it. But see, because my integrity is high. Look, I knew y'all was going to ask. Look, y'all some scum. Y'all scum. Y'all some scum. Y'all are some real scum. But anyway, what I was saying is, like, I can't sit up here and cover these like fights and not buy them. And plus also, you know, I needed to be able to do what I do, to fast forward and rewind and all that. You know, like that's, I can't never picture myself, you know, doing that shit. You know, I can never picture myself, you know, having to watch on a stream or something, but see, they're getting more powerful. Look, I'm gonna show you right now. I have DAZN right now. Look, I have 3 DAZN accounts on 3 different emails. I have 2 ESPN Plus, and then I have Comcast Xfinity, and then I have all the sports and streaming apps. They featuring Pacquiao today. You know. So I just think that like it's mandatory for hardcore boxing fans to have all that. But however, I do feel hardcore boxing fans pain, especially in the United States, when you got, for example, Wilder Fury in December, January Pacquiao Broner, March Spence Garcia, April Crawford versus Khan, and then in July is Pacquiao's return, which is going to be on pay-per-view. That's a lot of fucking pay-per-views. And then Floyd may be returning. Wouldn't you know he's going to be on pay-per-view? Maybe. That's not even going down that road. Let's just keep saying that motherfucker retired. Let's not even talk about that. Then, you know, Spence's next fight is likely going to be on pay-per-view. You see what I'm saying? And then Crawford, they building him up, you know, to be on pay-per-view. Loma, they trying to get him on pay-per-view. You know, they trying to get that money out of us, man, because the money's not quite there yet for free TV. I got a press release from ESPN Plus. They're offering ESPN Plus 1 free episode, 1 free pay-per-view for like $60 or $80. I forgot the exact price. You know? Well, this is the biggest broadcast year of boxing ever, if you've noticed. Like, for example, look at all these brand new boxing deals that are in full play. I'm talking about ESPN has had their traction for a year now. So now they're full speed ahead. DAZN, Showtime, you know, and then ITV and all the little independent stuff all over the place. When have we ever had this much boxing and boxing coverage and for media? Look at all this work, you know? Like I put out 54 videos last week, and a lot of that was interviews and filler content. It's so much boxing everywhere. Literally with all, look, this is a card this weekend. Even though it's like, you know, like a C-level card of build-up fighters, still, it's cards everywhere. You got Pulev versus Borjandino, ESPN Plus.
Education may be a painful one.
Peterson versus Limpinette. And for a channel like mine, you know,
utterly convinced that they have done enough.
And for a channel like mine, that's all this like work. I don't think Showtime is going anywhere. It's just that Showtime is more focused on, they're focusing more on pay-per-views. They're not going anywhere. Not right now. In the future, they may be in a couple of years or so, but they're hanging on. You know, they're hanging on.